Hello, good morning, students. Today we are going to begin a new chapter, chapter 12, Indian Democracy. India has the highest number of voters in the world. Population wise, India is the largest democratic country of the world. In the population wise and also the voters number also highest for India in the world. This amazing democracy is more than 6 decades old. During this period in India, there has been many political upheavals and up and down. Some of the changes has happened in up and down in this time. In India, democracy is sustained due to the dedication and insight of its citizen. We shall study in detail the characteristics features of Indian democracy. What are the characteristics features for the democracy? Then first we'll see that election in democracy. In the world, many countries have democracy. Many countries having the democracy. In spite of democracy, there exist differences in governance of these countries. Democracy is there, but then only some differences are there. In a democracy, a voter casts his own vote because in the democracy, it is citizen or voter can cast his vote. The right to vote remains in the same in each democratic country, though the country's governance may vary. Even though if it is different, but the voter have the right to give the vote. That is why the right to vote remains in the same in each democratic country. The democracy thrives through the voting process of the voters during the election. During the election, voters process is there. Our country has a parliamentary system. Parliament is the national institution representing the people. So our country has the parliamentary system, and also parliament is the national institution representing the people. For the representation, parliament is important. The Parliament of India consists of the President, the Vice President, Rajya Sabha and Lok Sabha. So these are the things are consisting in the Parliament. In the Parliament consists of President, Vice President, Rajya Sabha and Lok Sabha. As mentioned in the earlier chapter, Rajya Sabha is the upper house of the Parliament and the Lok Sabha is the lower house of the Parliament. Already we learned in the lower classes. Rajya Sabha is in the upper house, the Lok Sabha is the lower house. The state has a legislative assembly. Some state have the legislative council also. So already in the last lesson we studied about some of the councils, some of the states having legislative assembly and also legislative council. But for all the state, legislative assembly is there. A voter is at the center in forming a Rajya Sabha, Lok Sabha and a legislative assembly or legislative council. For all this formation, then voter is important. That is why the voter is a center in forming Rajya Sabha, Lok Sabha, legislative assembly or the legislative council, because then voting is important. In our country, all the governing bodies are elected through voting. Thus, democracy is realized by the election. That is why voter is very important or voter is at the center. Next, we will see that democracy and a voter. A voter is very important in a democracy. Our country has universal adult suffrage because without a voter, then democracy is not there. That is why a voter is very important in a democracy. Our country has universal adult suffrage. A person of 18 year of age or above who is enlisted in the voter list can cast the vote, because a person who are completed above 8 or who are completed 18 years, so he has the right to cast his vote. A person who has not declared bankruptcy and is not mentally unstable can vote without any discrimination. So should not have that bankruptcy as well as in the mental stability is needed for the for the voting. The Constitution guarantees a right to vote even amidst illiteracy, poverty, and many similar issues. Hello students, second part of this lesson we are going to discuss about public opinion in democracy. Public opinion, the people's opinion in the democracy. We have a democratic country, already we said about. The candidate who wins the election represents the people. So already we said about through the election we are selecting the person or the candidates. So that will be the represents the people. In representative system, the ruling party would like to regain and retain its power. So which party getting the power, or the ruling party that would like to be gain the power. To regain and retain its power, it becomes essential for the political parties to connect with the people. To maintain and run the government, it becomes essential to consider public opinion. So public opinion is very important for to maintain and run the government. For the government administration, that public opinion is very important. And thought for framing policies or for various questions pertaining to many problems, and also many thoughts need to frame through the policies, and also many questions also need to pertain to many people. Public opinion highly essential for political parties, representatives and organization. So for the political parties or the representation or organization, public opinion is very important. Collective public opinion is extremely important in democracy. Strong and organized public opinion is very important in democracy. Strong and organized public opinion is very important. Malfunctioning of the government can be presented through public opinion. Public opinion helps in creating such a condition where the government cannot afford to misrule or neglect the country. So what happened? Through the public opinion, then government can rule the country or rule the power for their country. Alert and intelligent public that keeps its informed cannot be misled by the government. So that is why then if it is alert or with the intelligent in the intelligent public that keeps it informed cannot be misruled. So already if it is informed cannot be misled by the government. Various mediums in the modern times have proved to be very important creating public opinions. That is why public opinion is very important. To get the public opinion, various or the different mediums are there. So let us obtain detailed information to this medium. So which are the mediums are there to get the public opinion? Mediums of public opinion formation in democracy. To cultivate the human psyche and create a strong public opinion, the various information and broadcasting agencies are very useful to know the psyche or to know the mind of the people, and that is the or to get the strong opinion of the people. That is why then various information and broadcasting. So public, the broadcasting agencies are useful to send the to make available to the people. In today's time, various mediums are used to transmit information to the public. So many mediums are there to transmit, to spread the information. These mediums contributing to build strong and effective public opinion. So first one is print media. We know well about print media. In today's world, newspaper, periodicals and journals hold utmost importance in the facilitating people to know more about incidents, events and situations taking place nationally as well as internationally. So through the newspaper or the periodicals to the journals, so many things getting to the people and also about the incidents, events, then which situation is going our country or in the international way. So all the things are getting. Print media helps people to evaluate their opinion either in favor or against the information presented by them. So print media help the people to evaluate the opinion. So which opinion is having for the people, either it favor or against. Maybe they are supporting or they are opposing or not supporting. So and that also getting through the print media. The same information presented by the print media can create multiple viewpoints in the people. People give different individual response to the same information and develop individually diverse opinions. So maybe one of the one of the incident or one of the thing is there. So in that way, people give the different individual, the personal response to the same information. Maybe one information is given, but different opinion getting. So and also develop the individual diverse opinion. It is essential that the opinion created are true, firm and unbiased, and also very important that which are the opinions are, that is true, firm or unbiased. If the print media presents bias or false detail, then it is possible to create a false public opinion. So maybe it can be false. So it create the false public opinion also. It is absolutely essential to have freedom of press so that a false public opinion is not created by presenting only achievements of the government and thereby hiding the fault, failures or shortcomings of the government. So that is why then absolutely important or essential that have the freedom of press so that a false opinion, maybe not a true opinion, and is not created by presenting only achievements of the government and thereby hiding the fault or the faults, then failure or the shortcomings, or which are the limitation of the government also. Ours is a diverse nation in terms of language, culture and regional varieties, because in our countries having different language, different culture and different religion or the regional variety region. The regional newspapers are much sought after in corresponding region. Region newspapers then have immense contribution to cultivating the public opinion. So regional newspaper, the local newspaper is very important to get the contribution giving for the public opinion. Print media has failed in cultivating public opinion in countries and regions having less literacy rate. So print media is failed sometimes for cultivating the public opinion in countries and regions having less literacy rate, because they don't know to read and understand, because less literacy rate less literacy rates are there in that area, it's in that region not able to cultivate the public opinion. In spite of these various organizations, industrial groups and political parties publish their own dailies or periodicals owing to the influence exerted by print material. The government also publishes various periodicals and issues providing important information. Next one is electronic media. Electronic media, audio-visual media like radio, television, cinema, etc. are important in cultivating public opinion. So, audio-visual media is there. So, in the same, same effect is there for the radio, television, cinema, etc. That also important in cultivating the public opinion. Electronic media is more effective in the region of lower literacy rates. So, because only they can listen and see. That is why in the lower literacy rate is there, in that area, in that region, electronic media is very important. It is seen that radio and television are considered far more. That is why radio and television is important than the newspapers and periodicals. Live telecast of incidents occurring national as well as international can be easily made available through the mediums of radio and television. Some of the live programs, the live telecasting is there. That also it is easily they will get. Then a public opinion can be created through the serials, drama and movies, which can help portray the socio-economic as well as other problems like untouchability, dowry, exploitation and poverty in an entertaining manner. Or some of the in the moral message it's giving. a public opinion can create some of the means. So what are they? Like a serial, drama, movie. These all will give the socio-economic as well as the other problem like untouchability, dowry, exploitation, poverty in an entertaining manner. Some of the entertaining manner they are showing or giving to the people to conveying the messages. In today's world, apart from television, the arrival and spread of internet has helped people to enjoy news, serials, dramas and movies sitting comfortably in their home. And also nowadays more important than the internet. So the arrival and spread of internet help the people to see the news, then the serials, drama and sitting at home and seeing. All these media can create an adverse effect through the presentation of distorted, obscene, and violent information. Then, hence, it is essential to monitor and control transmission of harmful content through this important medium. That is why, if it is any harmful content is there or not giving the social moral importance to the people, moral value is not there. So in that cases, then monitoring is very important. So through the monitoring, then control through the monitoring, then transmit only the good message to the people. In a democracy, it is desirable that the political parties and the NGOs protest against various obscene and violent programs telecasted by the electronic media. Today, in the fast moving age of technology, people can stay in constant touch with each other through the medium of internet or smart cell and exchange thought as well as the idea. So, it in a day very fastly, and that is why fast moving age of technology, because of the use of the technology, then very easily, very fastly we can give the message or can give our ideas through the internet or smart cell phone and can exchange our thoughts. Electronic media is widely used to cultivate the public opinion. So that is why the electronic media is used to cultivate the public opinion. Television, radio, personalized radio that is FM plays a special role in cultivating public opinion in modern times. In today's times, rumors spread instantly in the absence of facts and details because false or they're not a proper also. That is why maybe the rumors can be spread very fastly in the absence of fact and detail. Maybe the proper detail is not getting and proper fact is not knowing. So then only some of the rumors can be spread very fast. Hence there remains a danger of false public opinion being generated. That is why some of the false opinion also can be spread. Various types of survey carried out by electronic media help to create public opinion. So the electronic media help to create the public opinion. Surveys are carried out to know the public opinion with the help of some details. Opinion polls are presented during the election. Then opinion polls help to estimate the direct of public opinion. So what will do? Opinion polls help to estimate the direction of public opinion. Opinion polls are not always true and liable, and also it should not be always true also. Electronic media are very important today's life. In a democracy, the people and the government should exercise patience. That is why in a democracy, the government should need to exercise the patience because it should not be always true. That is why electronic media is very important today's life. Then need a what is some of the patience. Electronic media help to transmit people's thoughts, details and talks to the government, and similarly help transmit detail about the various plans and achievements of the government to the people. So very fastly can be spread to the people's thought, details and talk to the government. Also then it is helping to transmit the detail about the various plans of government to the people. Radio can reach in distant and remote area. So in a very far, far and near. That is why radio can reach distant and remote area. But as it is only audio media, it has been less effective. Only audio, only we can only can listen. That is not having that much effect. That is why telling that audio media is having the less effective. Television program, though expensive in nature, have gained more public viewership than radio. But television program that is more expensive, but then can see and viewership than the radio. Public can see the thing. In a democracy, it is desirable that public opinion should be cultivated so as to cater to the needs of the welfare of the nation. For the welfare of the nation, that is very good and desirable to get the public opinion. So students, thank you for listening my class. These medias are very important for the democracy. So next we'll see in the next class. Thank you for listening my class. Hello students. Third part today we are going to discuss about types of democracy. This is very important. Various countries in the world have democracy. There still exists diversity within various democracies of different countries, because then the democracy is there but it is different. Our country has a parliamentary democratic system. Our country is having parliamentary democratic system. In a country like USA, there is a presidential parliamentary system. In USA, there is a presidential parliamentary system. We shall see in detail about two types of democracies, that is parliamentary democracy and presidential democracy. So already we said about our country has the parliamentary democratic system. Some other countries having that presidential parliamentary system. So what are the difference between then parliamentary democracy and the presidential democracy? First we'll see that parliamentary democracy. Then our country is having this one. Our country has accepted parliamentary democracy. In a parliament democracy, the president appoints the leader of the party who gets the majority number of the seats in the Lok Sabha as the prime minister. So in our parliamentary then democracy, the president appoints the leader of the party who gets the majority number of the seats, where in the Lok Sabha as the prime minister. The prime minister forms the government. Under his guidance, the prime minister forms the government. The parliamentary government is completely accountable to the Lok Sabha. Government remains in power as long as it enjoys the confidence of the majority of the members of the parliamentary. The next one is presidential democracy. Presidential democracy is the second important type of democracy. Parliamentary democracy is the first one. Second one is presidential democracy. In such a type of democracy, the president is directly elected by the people. In the presidential democracy, then who is electing? By the people. President is elected. The president remains in power for a specific period as mentioned in the constitution. Then presidential democracy is prevalent in many countries including USA. In USA also presidential democracy is there. The next one, election system in democracy. Our country has maximum number of voters in the world. In the first we seen that one. The election commission maintains the administration, control and monitoring of the entire process of the election. For the election process are controlled by election commission. You can underline that one. Through the election commission, all the process are controlled. Then the dates of election. It is essential. The election commission maintains the administration, control and monitoring of the entire process of the election. It is essential for any democracy that its election commission is independent, impartial and autonomous. It is very important that election commission is independent, impartial and autonomous. It is mandatory to maintain the autonomy of the election commission. So it is very important to maintain the autonomy of the election commission. In the constitution, there is a special provision for the terms and condition of appointing the election commission. Some of the terms and points are there for the election commission. Then their criteria for service or their removal or suspension from their service, and also their removal or suspension from their service. The responsibility and authority to hold election for parliament, state assembly, legislative council, president and the vice president rest with the election commission. So that some of the authorities are there. That is why the responsibility and the authority to hold the election for the parliament, the state assembly, the legislative council, president and vice president within the election commission. So for this all the level, then election commission should take the responsibility. The election of our country is carried out by secret ballot. So you can underline that one. Our country, then the election is carried out by the secret ballot. Then legislative assembly or parliament is dissolved after every 5 years. Then after every 5 years there is a fresh election. That is why then the fresh election are held. So their time duration for 5 years. The election carried out to elect a new candidate to fill up vacant place. So where are where the place is not, if the place is vacant, to in that place they are taking to the people due to, and also vacant place due to death or resignation of the candidate. So in the case of death and resignation of the candidate is known as by election. The date of election, advertisement, filling, the scrutinizing the nomination forms, the dates for withdrawing the nomination form, the declaration of the final list of the eligible candidates, the allotment of election symbols, etc. falls under the work area of the election commission. So which are the duties are having for the election commission? The first one is then the date of election, the advertisement, then scrutinizing the norms of the form, date and dates of withdrawing the nomination form, declaration. So every responsibility is held in the hands of election commission. From the time of announcement of the election date, a protocol is implemented by the election commission. So then the protocol is very important from the time of announcement of the election. The government is bound to abide by the protocol and not carried out any activity or campaign that can affect the public opinion. So then election control, the election commission should take care of the what is in all the responsibility. That is why the government is bound to abide by the protocol and not carried out any activity or campaign that can affect the public opinion. The candidates and the political parties come up with their own election manifesto. Some of the manifesto they have to show that one. The election manifesto reflects the proposed plan and works of the party in terms of economic, defense, foreign policy and various problems. So which are the manifesto they are going to show, that should be proposed. So in which are the ways, in the terms of economic, defense, foreign policy and various problem. Then next one is then secret ballot. So first we have seen that the election system. The next one is in the secret ballot. In our country, elections are conducted in a complete independent and secret manner. Indian parliamentary elections are considered to be the largest election process in the world. So Indian parliamentary elections are considered the largest election process in the world. In our country, having that kind of in the election parliamentary systems. Various political parties, organization and independent candidates contest the election. So any party can. Each of them present their works, ideas and future plans for the plans to the voters. So which are the things they are they can. So their future plan also they have to show. It is expected that the voters vote without any benefit, greed or fear. So that is why then any person can give the vote without any type of benefit or any type of greed or fear. Secret ballot is given utmost importance in a democracy. So secret ballot is very important. A voter has the right to maintain the secrecy of his vote. No need to publish anywhere to whom I am going to give the vote. That is why a voter has the right to maintain the secrecy of its vote. No one can ask a voter regarding his vote, and also other one is not having any right to ask to whom you are given the vote. The amazing process of election manifests the secrecy of each voter's vote. The Election Commission facilitates the voting of all persons involved with the election process as well as the army personnel too. Two processes are used for voting. The first one is voting by a ballot paper. The second one voting through an electronic voting machine. The two processes are there. So two processes used for voting. First one is by ballot. The voting by ballot paper. The second one is voting by the electronic voting machine, EVM. Counting ballot paper is more time consumer. So counting ballot paper is taking more time. Nowadays, most of the voting is carried out using EVMs. That is why it means voting machine or the electronic voting machine is using. Counting votes in electronic voting machine is less time consuming, and also using that EVM also can be take less time. It saves time and labor. Voting by using EVM is environment friendly as it does not make any use of paper. And also that if it is a by ballot voting by ballot paper need the paper. So here we can use less paper also. That is why what they will do, then it should be friendly as it does not make use of a paper. If a voter decides to exercise his right to vote but not to cast his vote in favor of any of the contesting candidates, he can use the opinion of NOTA, that is none of the above. And also, if a voter decides to exercise his right to vote but not to cast his vote, but a person having the right to vote, but he doesn't want to give the vote in favor for any of the contesting party. He doesn't want to give any party for the as a contest. So in that cases, he can use the opinion of nota or a no, none of the above. The next point is democracy and political parties. India is multi-party democracy. Multi means many parties having. India is multi-party democracy and hence we have various political parties. Specific criteria are fixed by the Election Commission to validate a political party. Political parties are classified either into national party or regional party based on certain specific policies and criteria decided by the Election Commission. So, it is classifying as a national party and a regional party. As per this, a party that secures more than 4% of the total votes in the previous general election in at least 4 major states is identified as a national party and the rest are identified as the regional party. So what is that? As per the party that secures more than 4% of the total votes in the previous general election in at least 4 major states. So in the major 4 states at least they are having that what is in the total votes in the total votes is that is 4%. Then as per the information given by the election, for major state, it is identified as national party and the rest identified as the regional party. As per the information given by the Election Commission by March 10th, 2014, a total of 1,593 national parties were registered in the year of 2014. Altogether, 1,593 national parties were registered. Last year, 293 parties were added. So, 1593 plus 239 parties were added. In our country, India, National Congress and Bharatiya Janata Party, that is BJP, are the two major political parties. So, which are the two major political parties? That is Indian National Congress, then Bharatiya Janata Party, BJP. These are the major two political parties. Along with this, then Bahujan Samajwadi Party, then Communist Party of India Marxist, and National Congress Party NCP are other national parties also. Apart from this, the Shiva Sena, Trinamool Congress, Samajwad Party, Dravida Munnetra Kalagra, All India Anna Dravidia Munnetra Kalagam, Aam Aadmi Party, then Janata Dal United, Rashtriya Janata Dal are the regional parties. So, some of the regional parties also are there. Based on the specific criteria, any national party can lose its status or any regional party can gain the status of the national party depending on the number of votes obtained by the party. So, according to the party, they can lose the status or they can gain the status. The party forming the government is known as the ruling party. So, which party is having more majority or who can gain the status? So, that party can form the government. That is known as that ruling party. The party which forms the opposition is called the opposition party. The opposition party has formed public opinion by democratically opposing the objectionable plans and policies of the government. But in a healthy democracy, it is desirable that the opposition party support the social and public causes of the ruling party, which are aimed at the welfare of the nation. So, that is mainly for the welfare of the nation. The success of democracy depends on a balanced relationship between the ruling and opposing party. So, that will be the success of the democracy. So, the success of the democracy depends on the relationship between ruling party and opposing party. Effective and strong opposition party is a prerequisite of a good democracy. That is one of the important thing. Effective and strong opposition party is a prerequisite for a good democracy. Democracy is like a chariot. Democracy is like a chariot. Ruling party and the opposing team party are the two wheels of the chariot. So, two wheels of the chariots which are ruling party and the opposing party. So, students, today this chapter is completed. So, study well. Thank you for listening my class.